Hi, today is October 2nd, and this is my video blog. And today I want to talk about stress. We all have everyday stress, and stress is becoming overwhelming to a lot of us. With the full moon and the lunar eclipse that hasn't occurred since, I think it was 1982 was the last time it occurred. People are feeling a little bit out of whack, but I notice people are putting stress where stress doesn't belong. You don't have to overcome an obstacle to get where you need to be, and it's time to let go of stress. When you're in a constant state of stress, you start to get ill, and things start to not go right. I've had a lot of clients lately tell me, they're like, you know what, it just doesn't feel like anything's going my way. Have you ever had one of those days where whatever you touch turns to shit? Yes, I've had those days, and I have found that most of the time when I have those days, it is by my own hand. It's about choices and allowing that stress to come in. Stress sometimes comes in where we have no control over it. Somebody you know or care about is sick, or somebody you know or care about's in some trouble and you feel like you have to take care of them. Sometimes it's a loss of a loved one or a pet that brings in some stress. But stress is absolutely born of fear. It is not born of not being able to control things. It's not born of things happening beyond your control. It is strictly born of fear. We have so much fear that we're not going to end up where we need to be and who we need to be with, that we turn it into stress. And that stress can hurt your heart. It can come up in a physical way. People with higher stress jobs tend to have lower mortality rates. So what is stressing you? What can you do to eliminate your stress? Stress needs to be eliminated every day. So if that means taking 10 minutes every day to sit down and meditate, or sit down, lock yourself in a room somewhere at work or somewhere else and just take 10 minutes to take deep breathing exercises or anything like that. Some people color. Coloring is an amazing way to eliminate stress. Even if you're an adult, get a coloring book. It works. Puzzles, jigsaw puzzles, always remind us that life is like a jigsaw puzzle. You cannot put more than one piece in at a time. So quit stressing about what you can't control. I also notice that when you're in a constant state of stress, you call everybody you know until you hear what you want to hear. Sometimes we're not where we're supposed to be right away because we have to learn something, or the universe's timing is perfect for us right now, but not for the person that's coming in, or the job that's coming in, or the opportunity that's coming in, or even the lottery numbers, because I get that all the time too. If you're a psychic, how come you're not rich? You don't know the lottery numbers. Because I already asked that. God said no. Sometimes what we think we want and what we actually need are two different things. Sometimes what's best for us isn't always what we think is best for us. And Spirit always knows what we're supposed to have and when. Now, also with stress, I notice because it's born of fear, we often make excuses why we're not where we're supposed to be. Like we always say, well, why don't you have your promotion yet? Well, they promoted everybody else over me. Okay, that happened to me. So instead of doing something about it, I was like, okay, they'll notice next time. What I did was I quit and I moved on to a place where I was appreciated. I run my own business. I appreciate myself. I may not always reward myself, but I do appreciate myself. And I am learning that a lot of the things that stopped me from doing some wonderful, amazing things in the past was absolutely because I was so scared that I would fail, or I was so scared that it wasn't going to work out, or I was so scared that I wasn't good enough. And I let that fear rule me, and I absolutely am good enough, and I'm doing pretty well. I love what I do, and I like I like every morning when I wake up. I'm very thankful for where I'm at. I do have bad days, though, and I do have days where I let the fear get ahead of me. When I can't control things, I used to get very angry, and I used to lash out and yell and scream and be lost. And that affected my children. It affected the people around me. It affected the people that loved me. I don't do that anymore. I realized how much I was hurting those around, and it was sonic waves of energy that were coming up because I was terrified of how it wasn't going to work out. I was terrified of the what if. And the simple fact is, the what if isn't what hit me on an idle Tuesday. You can prepare for your death for 20 years, and it's not going to be the way you go. You can prepare for the worst news in the world, and that's not what's going to hit you on an idle Tuesday. So it's about living in the moment. It's about letting go of the fear. It's about swallowing the fear. I know that some of you are going through a very hard time right now. I know that some of you are feeling like there is nobody that's going to be right for you and that you're not going to find the love of your life, but you will. The universe knows what it's doing. Everybody that was put in your path was put in your path for a reason. Do not apologize for not being good enough for somebody that doesn't recognize you for the gift that you are. You are an amazing force, and you matter. And everybody deserves to have love and to not have those sonic waves of energy. I know now I can't control my hair going gray. I know now that I can't control my health without being conscious of what I put in my mouth and how I exercise. We can all do things that can alleviate the fear a little bit. But when it comes down to how I'm going to go home, I have no control over that. I have no control whether it's going to be a heart attack or being hit by a bus or quietly in my sleep. We don't get to choose how we die, but we do get to choose how we live. So it's time to live without fear, and it's time to live knowing that you are worth something and that people truly, truly love you. It's not about making a difference in everyone's life. It's about making a difference in your own life too. So I hope this helps, and know that you will find love and everything will be okay. Quit hanging on to what doesn't make you happy. Quit hanging on to what terrifies you. And quit hanging on to thinking that you have to overcome that fear and overcome that obstacle to get what you want. I love you all. Sending love and light. Peace out, and I'll talk to you soon.